Let's say you have a great idea for a track you're working on. So you go into the studio excited, but no matter what you try, it simply doesn't work. And you finish the session thinking, oh, I've just wasted all that time. It's essential you don't think of it as a waste of time. Of course, you want to avoid those kinds of feelings and those kinds of experiences, but they are not a waste of time. In fact, sessions like that are an integral part of the creative process. So why is this important to understand? Well, if you view sessions that don't work and trying things that don't work as a waste of time, what you end up doing is wasting much more time. And this still happens to me. Today, I had an idea for a track I'm working on for my album, and it just wasn't working. So I spent ages trying to make it work, banging my head against the idea, which was, on reflection, a huge waste of time. So where this idea that trying things that don't work is a waste of time comes from is an inaccurate model of how the creative process works. We think that the creative process is about having an idea and then trying it and hoping that these ideas work. And if you're a genius, if you're a creative genius, then essentially you'll avoid all mistakes. You'll have one idea, it'll lead to another idea, and all of this time you'll be avoiding these mistakes. You'll be charting a path through things that don't work. And that, while occasionally can happen, you're very lucky when it does. In fact, the creative process is much more like this, where your music is actually hidden behind a number of different options. Start out by trying something here that doesn't work. Okay, that doesn't work. No problem. Well, let's try that. Okay, no, that doesn't work. And eventually, oh, no, that works. Brilliant. All right, well, that leads me on to this. Okay, that doesn't work. And essentially what you're doing is charting your way through various different options and opportunities, some of which work and some of which don't work. Here, you're using what doesn't work to get to what does work. Trying to avoid what doesn't work doesn't make any sense in this process, because without it, you'll never find what does. It's much more of an experimental process than it is you being some kind of all-powerful genius who understands everything that is going to happen in the future. This model is much more accurate way of describing the creative process. And by using this model in your mind, you will start to notice that there isn't such a thing as a waste of time as long as you remember that. So whatever you do not think of trying things that don't work as a waste of time. Think of them as progress.